this is recording. I'm looking a little ran through.
Gotta watch my fucking angles with my angle. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Young Millennial Podcast. I am your host, Billy.
I'm Lex.
And today we're gonna have Lex take over and explain. No, I'm kidding. So we're gonna dive a bit into social media stigma.
It's very polarizing. Very polarizing. Yeah. We're here for it. We have a lot to say, both good and bad. We have similar but also different experiences with social media. So this is going to be an exciting episode.
Totally. I just saw on your Instagram you went fucking golfing.
Yeah. I was like, Billy, I have something to do. And I went to the golf course. That's my new thing. I'm a golf girl now.
That's not your first time?
No. I played in high school.
Oh, shoot.
I'm a jack of all trades.
So, like,
I told one of my clients yesterday that I started golfing. He's like, yo, you're an interesting cat. He's like, I feel like I learned something new about you every time. Because I'm always picking up a new hobby or things like that. But I golfed when I was in high school.
Or picking back up.
Yes, I golfed when I was in high school. And I feel like it's becoming trendy. And I literally lost my golf clubs. My mom was like, you never had golf clubs. And I was like, yes, I did. So I finally found them. And now I'm back into it. And I've been going at least once a week. And I'm getting so much better. I'm going to be Tiger Woods.
I was going to literally say that I feel like it's become like more of a thing now. And my brother has been doing it. And
Shane is professional.
Yeah. Like in the last 6 months, maybe. Like he like just like really kind of picked it up. And like I want to go because I love the clean aesthetic vibes.
It's such a vibe. You're outdoors in the beautiful greenery. You're wearing a cute outfit. I've been into like the neutral tone outfits. So earth tones, greens, khakis, tans, all of that. And you dress up. And the one thing that I love to see is that when I go to the golf course now, there's a lot of younger girls there. And that was never like that. When I was playing, 10, 12 years ago, it was like older women, if there was any women there. And now I just saw a girl, she must have been around my age. And it's really exciting to see. All the girlies and the gays should pick up golf. It's so fun. And if you're a drinker, you booze a little on the golf course. There's a girl that comes around on her golf cart and like makes you drinks. It's the best. It's so great. It's like a few hours. You're spending time outside. It's amazing. I love golf.
Is that on the island?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very close to home. Convenient.
Yeah, like I feel like I want to go, but I'm like too scared to go with Shane, so maybe we can do that.
Absolutely. The best thing about golf, so I went when I was in California a few weeks ago, and I played with someone out there, and he was like, is Lex any good? And I was like, listen, like I played, I'm thinking he's like professional. The best thing about golf, everyone sucks. Like no one's that good unless you're like a professional. So even if you're not the best, everyone is accepting of it and they all understand, like, listen, we've been there. It takes time and practice and it's just for fun. It's not that serious. So don't be so intimidated by it.
I've always loved a miniature golf moment, obviously.
Oh, I love a mini golf. Yeah. The best mini golf I ever played when I went to Hawaii. It was amazing. It was like in the beautiful mountains in Oahu. And I remember I called my mom. I was like, oh, Mom, I'm going mini golfing. And she's like, you're going mini golfing in Hawaii? And I was like, yeah, why wouldn't I? I love me a putt-putt.
Wow. I would have to do
Good
that
times.
as well. So you had a nice little morning.
Yeah, I have a random day off. I was supposed to work today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to shift things around and have me a day. And that's what we're doing. And here we are.
Nice. I just took my mom to the airport.
Oh my God, where's she going?
To Brooklyn. They're doing like a Father's Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
Danielle's actually going too. She's going to meet the twins.
Oh, she's going to be here?
Yeah, she is. But I don't really know the details.
Yeah, I'll see her. She's too popular when she's here. And I don't get invited to the smoke sessions anymore. I don't get invited to anything, period.
He thought.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. I'm going to become a crackhead in like 3 minutes from drinking this.
Oh, perfect.
This is what we need. I'm ready to go.
We need drama, so it's fine.
Oh, it's so good. Like, if this wasn't a caffeine drink, I would just drink this all day. But I don't want to croak, so one a day.
Time out. Yeah, they wanted to get up. She was distracting me. Very easily distracted.
Oh, Nelly girl, there she is. Let's get into it. The energy drink is kicking in. It's ghosting. I love this so much. So yeah, social media. I feel like our generation, we are kind of in between. You know, we grew up without it, and then AOL became a thing. I was thinking about this earlier, like, what's the first like social media we had? Immediately I thought of MySpace, but then I think like my AOL profile page, like, did you have one of those? I feel like that's like the first social media. And then like AIM, the away message. Oh, the best.
Remember when like Hillary Duff and like all celebrities did the openings, or no? I had it
Like
where
the
like
sounds.
yeah, like when you signed on, you could customize it to like celebrity voices.
Oh, I never had voices. I always had like songs. I always had some songs, but I never had a
Wow.
celebrity voice.
I had Hillary Duff saying, "You got mail."
Oh my God. No, I never had that.
Literally.
I
can't.
love
A memory unlocked. Wow.
Oh my God.
Well, we
that was a
are
great time.
also like the young millennials. We're the last generation to like experience this switch. I feel like kind of cool that we have this outlook.
I love that I
on
had
that.
both. I definitely do, because I see the kids now and how they're being brought up literally out of the womb holding a cell phone. And it's ruining them. And social media can be so good, but it can also be so hurtful. And I don't think it's great for these young kids to be exposed to all of this information. You know, it's like the less you know, the better. You don't need to be seeing all the terrible things going on in the world. Like, I'm in the stance of, if I can't do anything about it and it's a negative, you know, news story or something, I don't want to consume it, because it's only going to hurt me and give me anxiety. You know, I'm sorry it's happening. I'm sorry that happened to you or this person or that person. I can't change it though. So I rather not look at it. And these kids are obsessed. They're glued to the phone.
I really wonder come the day if there is ever a day. I actually often think about like, when do I give my kid, they say it these days, like an iPad kid, I guess, vibe. It makes so much sense, but it's also formatting your brain too young.
You literally become addicted to dopamine, because that's what it is. It's just constant dopamine hits. And my nephew, he's 4 years old. And up until about like a year ago, he was like kind of nonverbal, like not really talking yet. But one of the first things he learned to say was tablet, tablet, tablet. And I'm like, no. And I'm happy that my sister, she doesn't really give it to him, you know, a lot. If he's with family, like if he's with Aunt Lex, no tablet time. Not happening. We're going outside, we're playing, we're doing all that.
Cute.
But I often also think about when I would potentially give my child a phone, if I'm even going to have a child. And it's tough, because I think about when we were younger, and it's like you kind of got made fun of if you didn't have a cell phone, you know? And you don't want your kid to be picked on and feel like shit. But at the same time, they don't need to have a cell phone when they're 6 years old. Like, I have little kids that come to me and they have iPhones, iPhone 13s, and they're 9. I'm like, what do you need this for? This is like a 13 Pro. What are you doing with this? Who are you emailing? So it's tough. And I don't know how parents do it now.
I actually had my first cell phone in the 5th grade.
Same. I was like
it was
5th
due to
going
like a
into 6th.
hand-me-down. Yeah. It was due to like more so hand-me-down type of situation. And I remember like in the schoolyard, me and my friend would go to the side and I would call my mom thinking we're so badass.
Oh my God. I would buy so many ringtones and I would get in so much trouble. My mom would be like, stop buying ringtones. But I was the kid with the new ringtone like every 2 weeks. I had to.
My first was My Humps.
I'm crying. I had Lean With It, Rock With It for a little. I had Ridin' Dirty. Oh, I had a few Eminem songs. I had everything. If you could have a ringtone, I bought it. $1.29. Thank you very much.
Danielle's was like Usher.
Oh my God. I had like a flip phone. I always wanted a Nextel. I was always jealous of the Nextels, but my mom had T-Mobile. I've been a T-Mobile girl for life. So I had a Sidekick. And I would just walk around, flip my phone up and down, flexing on everyone. I loved my Sidekick.
Cassie, my neighbor, had like all of them, so like I get to live vicariously through her. But like that was always a dream. Though T-Mobile like sucks though, right?
I mean, they've gotten better. Like back in the day, it wasn't the best, but I don't have any issues with them now. My favorite thing of the Sidekick was that you could be on AIM all the time, and I would still put an away message on, like not near my phone. Hit me, you know, hit my line. I love the away message, and it's like you put song lyrics and it's like, save me from the nothing I've become. Every other letter is capitalized. A few zeros.
Did you ever have a BlackBerry moment?
No, I wanted one, but I figured since I had a sidekick, the BlackBerry keyboard was so much smaller. I'm like, who can type on this thing?
My first phone, like phone, was the BlackBerry, but it was before BBM, so it was so like.
I was gonna say I was
basic.
jealous of the BBM days. I didn't
Same.
get on that train, and I'm still pissed about it.
But then I kind of just hop skipped, I think, right into the iPhone life, and I will never go back.
My first iPhone, because T-Mobile didn't have the iPhone, so my first iPhone I think was like the 5S. I want to say it was like a little white and gold one I had. I love that thing. It was like the perfect size. I think phones are too big. I don't need a screen that's this large. I want something that fits in my hand. I want to be able to take a selfie easily, not like two hands. Phones are too big now.
Because I'm like a bigger person, like I like the big phone.
Oh, no, I can't do it. I mean,
Like
it's
my
nice for watching
hands.
videos and things like that, but the smaller the better. If you like see this protruding from my pocket, you're doing too much.
That's annoying.
I
yeah.
never got like any of the plus iPhones. Too big. Too big.
I've had the pluses since they came out. But Danielle
Two different
likes the
people.
smaller one. Yeah.
Gemini
I think it really has
sister.
to do with like your hand being small or big.
I guess, yeah,
You know?
definitely. And I feel
But
like
I
since
get it.
you're more of like a content creator, you like the bigger phones for that reason too. Although I feel like
It
you don't
does
even use your
help.
phone to
I really don't. I mean, I use Facetune on every picture, so.
love that.
And the OG one, not even the new.
I have like Facetune too.
Oh no. All I do is like a little smooth, nothing crazy.
Listen, these pores aren't that smooth. We got to smooth. We got to mattify. I get a little oily, matte. Sometimes if my double chin's really woofing, I snatch that too, but I've accepted that and I've leaned into that. It's authentic.
You're just showing the way you actually are supposed to.
Exactly. The camera doesn't always portray me at my best, unfortunately, and that's just what it is. I've accepted that. So sometimes I just have to tweak things a little bit. So
Sorry.
we talked about the beginning. MySpace was iconic. Tom was my bestie. I wonder what Tom's up to now. MySpace was the start of like the toxic social media culture.
Oh, totally. I honestly
I had like
wish
friends
we
posting
were a
bikini
little-
pics in the mirror.
I wish we were like older to experience MySpace actually.
How like the late 30s experienced it. Like,
Or,
yeah,
like,
because
the
I was in middle
college
school. I had
people.
MySpace and I should not have had MySpace in middle school.
Yeah, no, same.
Did your
same.
parents like ever catch you with your MySpace? I'll never
They
forget the day my
didn't ca-
mom found me on MySpace. I got in so much trouble. She went through all my friends. She was like, "Why is Kayla posting pictures in her bathing suit on here?" And I was like, "I don't know, Mom."
That's so
Posting like the
funny.
bulletins, like survey, bored.
My mom actually never minded. She didn't have one or like it was in that world, so I don't think she even
Understood what it was, yeah.
I mean, Aunt Katrina has it. I'm sure she was kind of watching over us, but I remember sneaking getting a Facebook more. Me and Cassie, I went to my friend's house. We were on the laptop. It was just so angsty, you know.
I miss when Facebook was like Farmville and playing games, and now
Never
it's just
played.
like Farmville was a great time. But now
I can't
Facebook is
believe
just
I
like
never played.
boomers just like typing in caps lock and just it's horrible. I check my Facebook once every like 4 months and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Close. Don't need to see this anymore. It's horrible.
I actually go on like kind of often, but like everything in like short spurts, really.
Absolutely. And I think that's important with all social media in general, like to not overconsume it. And it's so easy to do that because the phones are in our hand. We literally can you get locked in. I literally get like hyper focused on either TikToks or something like that. One thing that's helped me not really get too locked into it is the screen limits. And I have that. I'm like, oh, gotta get off TikTok now. Bye. I had my screen limit. That's really helped me a lot. And quite honestly, I don't need to spend more than 45 minutes a day on TikTok because I don't want to look back in my life and be like, damn, I spent
She was TikToking.
37 days on TikTok of my lifetime because it's really upsetting and that's like kind of depressing. So as much as I do enjoy social media, I love a good laugh. I know how bad it is for us. In the long run, it's literally rotting our brains. Like that's the new term now. These kids are like brain rot, because we're becoming so dumb. We're so dumb because of these social media platforms.
I feel like I actually don't have much of an obsession with going on the apps, like, or with TikTok. Like, I'm just not like about it, but like for me, it
I feel
comes,
like you're
I
jaded
think,
from
from
TikTok also. You hate
yeah,
TikTok. TikTok's trying
yeah.
to keep Billy down.
I think doing like the content creating, it was like being a consumer and a creator. It's like I
Mm.
don't know. Like I feel like I kind of
You like to keep it
intake it like
separate.
differently. Like I don't
But I
know.
feel like in the same tune, to become a good creator, you have to be a consumer a little bit.
Totally, totally. Which is why actually that makes sense. Like I still haven't ever taken short media serious
Mm-hmm.
because like I don't really consume it. Like I don't know. I have more of like I think of like a posting type of obsession. So it's like a very kind of different thing, but maybe the same. I don't know. In the sense of like consuming media, but like I'm making it instead of watching it.
Gotcha.
I definitely have a social media making obsession. Gabby Hanna would get it.
It's fun, but it is also so frustrating when you spend so much time, and like, you know better than anyone how much time and effort goes into like the post of social media, the editing, things like that. Like, you'll see a 45-second Instagram reel, and that took me 4 hours to edit. And then it won't even do numbers. And it's like, what did I do this for? I've kind of become a little salty. So it's kind of pushed me away from becoming a creator like that in that aspect, because you put all this work in and it's just like, for what? And it's also, I guess the vulnerability part is something that I kind of struggle with, but I've gotten better at it, where I'm, used to be like, oh my God, all these people who follow me from like high school and shit like that, like they're gonna laugh at me. But in the same note, it's like, who the fuck cares? I'm putting myself out there, and people actually like come up to me, friends, family members. I actually had a family party the other day for my nephew, and one of my sister's friends came up to me, was like, oh my God, Lex, like whenever you post a video, I have to stop and watch it because you're like so inspiring. And I'm like, oh my God, that's literally just all I try to do. Like, just send like an encouraging message to people. And if you resonate, you resonate. And hearing things like that reassures me. Not that I need reassurance, but it is nice to hear like, okay, you know what? I'm not doing this for nothing. As long as I'm like
That's
appealing
human.
to one person at least, I'm doing it for something.
That's really interesting with the vulnerability thing because like I'm such a shy person, but when it comes to the internet, I don't think about those things. And I think you just have to remember that they're on your page, it's them consuming you.
You're right.
If they're there,
They're there for a
hello,
reason.
like,
But also back maybe, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, 7 to 10 years ago, I had a relationship and I was very public with it.
Oh, I forgot.
And that relationship, when I tell you I posted everything, like just I posted pictures of this girl, everything we did. Look at this, look at this. Everyone knew me and this girl were together. And when we broke up, everyone knew we broke up. Like, that's the classic, you check someone's feed. It's like, oh, all the pictures are gone.
I wish I was following you then.
Oh, everyone knew we were dating. And I think that's kind of what jaded me with the vulnerability thing, because I did show so much of myself on social media, and I hated how much everyone knew about my life, because this relationship broke my heart, and everyone would ask, oh, what happened to you and so-and-so? And I would have to just go into it and then just like tear open the wound over and over again.
Perspective
so I became
and
like,
experience is such a funny thing.
Oh, I became like the extreme opposite. Like, no one knows anything. And then, I started cutting hair, which I don't think I've even told the people that I'm a barber. I think I just said like I'm a business owner, entrepreneur. If you didn't know, I'm a barber, which I don't think you know. Anyway, so when I started cutting hair, I use social media as more of like a business platform. I'm going to post my work, get clients, nothing personal. And I want to say maybe like 6 months ago, I kind of had a little identity crisis, because I really only looked at myself as like Lex the barber. And I was like, I'm so much more than this. And I'm kind of shifting into becoming a little more open about who I am, but being selective. And I think that's the important thing, like showing your authentic self, but you don't have to be an open book. And people think just because they have a social media platform, they have to share every opinion, every thought, everything about them. Their kids eating a bowl of cereal, you know, they did this. You don't have to tell everyone everything you're doing. And I love being selective. It's like almost like, ooh, no one knows the rest of me. And I keep that to myself.
I love that. And that's definitely something I've been applying more to as well, as my content is now no longer like on me, which like I love, but I do kind of miss it at times. But like it is nicer.
This is why we have this podcast.
Yeah. Totally. This is a more healthy way to have those discussions. So that's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Good.
Cool. I feel like I'm a pretty sensitive person, and I had to unfollow TMZ because
Same.
every day they're posting someone who's dying or stuff like that. All that like really affects me. Like I don't know if that actually maybe sounds insensitive, but like
no, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I care so much about everything. I'm a very emotional person, like you said. I happy cry, I sad cry. I'm a crier. I'm sorry, like I can't consume all that. It hurts me.
And yeah, in this past year, I've unfollowed a lot of things or just muting stories or unfollowing straight guy models.
Unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, that's been like a key too, and just even like stopping the obsession almost. I almost feel like I've muted and unfollowed to the point where it's almost not that interesting in a way. It's just more curated to me, and I just think that's an important thing to try to do for yourself. It's affecting you in some type of way, then you have to remove it.
My favorite thing is going on unfollow sprees, and if I haven't spoken to you in like 2 or 3 years, you're getting the unfollow. And same with celebrities. I used to be someone that was super into like what Kim Kardashian was doing, you know, where Taylor Swift is. And I guess now that I'm older and I have other things to worry about, I'm like, who gives a flying fuck, you know? So I've unfollowed all the celebrities. I don't care what you're doing. You're living an unrealistic life. And it would like make me upset because I'm comparing my freaking life to Kim Kardashian, and we are in 2 different realms. We are not in the same bubble. So like you said, you know, just curating your feed to where you don't feel like shit about yourself and it's actually things you enjoy is very important.
It's all very personal to you, what triggers you, and make sure you're clearing out that. So.
But I also feel like a lot of people don't understand the effect it has on them in a sense where it's like, you know, back to the boomers, they love consuming the news and all this shit. And they become so obsessed with it. And my mom specifically is such an anxious person because of the news. It's all the bad stuff you see, where every time I leave the house, she thinks something catastrophic is going to happen to me. And I'm like, Mom, that's not real life. Like, yes, bad things can happen, but it's not real life. And it's literally a scare tactic. You know, bad news, negativity sells. The good shit doesn't, you know, promote clicks or things like that. And people don't realize what it does to your subconscious. And once I took a step back, any kind of negative video that comes up on my feed, I scroll past it. If it's going to cause any extreme emotion, whether it's happy or sad, I'm going past it. I don't want an outside source influencing how I feel that heavy.
I've even gone as far as hitting the ... and saying not interested.
No, literally. I can't do it. And I've become such a lighter person. I was a very anxious person. And this isn't even strictly to social media. This was like true crime documentaries also. I feel like every girl has their true crime era. And I'll never forget, there was a pivotal moment where I was like, this is enough. I was at the gas station putting air in my tire. And like my back was turned, you know, putting air in. And I was like, someone can come up to me and kill me right now. And I'm like, it's not going to happen. Like, yes, it could. But the chances are like a million.
Let's not manifest it either.
No, absolutely not. So I realized that watching things like true crime, Homicide Hunter, like they're affecting me. They're affecting me.
Reindeer.
So, I can't watch any of that stuff anymore. I only watch things that make me feel like happy, or quite honestly, I really only watch sports. Sports is like a neutral, like, yes, it spikes emotion in me, but that's also another thing where I'm like,
it's just a game.
Yeah, I get bummed when my team loses, but I'm also not the one freaking playing. I didn't lose the game. So I've just really stopped letting outside sources affect my psyche and my mental well-being. And I've become so much happier and peaceful. And I just hope that everyone can do the same, because I think the world needs a little social media cleanse. For real.
There should be a social media cleanse day.
Oh, there should be. Like, there's Earth Day, Social Media Cleanse Day.
Really? We should maybe make
No,
that.
we need it. But it's like, do you remember back on Nickelodeon when we were kids, they would do the Earth Day and like not put on Nickelodeon? Do you remember that?
Oh,
Like the Get Out and
wow.
Play Day, and you would put on Nickelodeon. It's like, oh, we're not showing episodes of SpongeBob. Go out and play. And you'd be like, I'm just going to watch Cartoon Network.
Right.
I feel like that's how Social Media Day would be.
Wow.
It's like, oh, you can't go on Instagram. Okay, I'm just going to go on YouTube.
Imagine there was like a worldwide blockage or something. That would be so cool.
It would be cool, but also scary.
I know.
Because
Well,
like
just
that's
like
controlling.
you hit Instagram and nothing pops up. I mean, I guess it is controlling, but
Definitely a little controlling. I mean, whenever one of these apps goes down, everyone freaks out, which is very telling of our society. Like Instagram goes down, you immediately go to Twitter. And you're like, oh, let's check Twitter to see if Instagram's down.
the circle of life, social media life.
It's overwhelming, but it really is also a great thing. And I think just the internet in general, as long as you're using it for the right causes. I've learned so much on the internet. I've learned more on TikTok than I did in 4 years of college. Let's be real. All these little like tips and tricks, you know, do this and fix this, how to do that. I've learned so much. TikTok University. First it was YouTube University. Now it's TikTok University.
Right. I still go to YouTube University.
I literally learned half of my life skills on YouTube.
Yeah.
My golf game has become substantially better because of YouTube videos.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
That makes
It's great.
sense. We're
It's
totally going to
amazing.
golf one day, okay?
We have to. And I'm sure down in South Florida they have beautiful golf courses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's hot as fuck.
Yeah, maybe we'll start in the fall. Here.
In the fall. Or like the old people go out at like 6 a.m. before it gets too hot. But I am not an early morning person.
I'm not that early, yeah, no.
No. I want to be. It sounds fun for a little bit, but like also no. Then you have to go to bed at like 8 p.m. Who wants to do that? Not
Would
me.
you circle night owl or early morning? Early bird.
I think I'm a night owl.
I like wish I was. I mean, I used to be, but now I'm definitely an early bird.
I wish I could be both,
Same.
but you can't, you know? I was always the person, I would tell people, I wish you didn't need sleep to survive because I would never go to bed. I just love being awake and doing things. I would love to wake up at 6 a.m., but in order to do that, like I said, you have to go to bed super early, but I also like staying up until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because that's kind of when I'm alone and the world is kind of quiet and I get stuff done then also.
Fully your time. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tricky. I'm gonna try, I think, slowly pushing to earlier mornings because like this morning I wanted to get up before 8 and my ass rolled out of bed like 8:30 and I was like, fuck.
I mean, that's not like really late, but
No, but at the same time it's like I would like to get up at 7:30. I feel like 7:30 is not super early, but it's still early enough where you're adding a few extra hours in your morning to be productive,
yeah.
which is what I'm aiming for. I need to maximize my productivity.
Right. I'm here for that. I could send you a text every time I wake up. Wake up.
Well, it wouldn't help me because my phone's on sleep mode.
Oh,
so
right.
Just silenced.
I could alert
Notify
anyway.
and be that rude bitch. I love doing that. It's like, pay attention to me. I had the idea of putting my phone away from the bed. So when the alarm goes off, I have to get my ass out of bed. Because I literally just like reach down, lock it, and tuck back in. But if the phone was going off like across the room,
But is that setting you up like in an annoyed mindset?
No, because in reality, like maybe I'm grumpy for like the first 5 minutes, but then once like my eyes are peeled open, I'm like, all right,
Here we
we're up
go.
and we're at them. And it's so annoying because lately, now that, you know, I'm getting older, I have to get up and pee at like 6 a.m. And I'm like, fuck, like I could stay up, but like it's 6 a.m. Back to bed I go. But that happened to me this morning and I felt refreshed at 6 a.m. And I was like, oh, the sun's out. Like I could start my day. But I was like, let's go back to sleep for an hour and a half and fuck me up. It's always so much harder to get up after that. Always.
Right. Yeah. So do you feel like we're good?
Anything else you need to touch on?
Just that. No. I was going to say that
No.
I do have 20-minute timer set for Instagram, but like I never even make it to that. But when I do, I actually get off. So it is like a cool setting, and like I would say I could apply it to like everything else, but I'm not really on it. I'm a laptop king. Like So I should maybe set an alarm for YouTube, I guess.
Oh my God, yeah. But I feel like with YouTube, like, you can have it on in the background, which I'm sure you do. You're not just sitting there watching a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I love me an educational YouTube video. Like I said, YouTube University. Graduated with a degree.
Yeah.
A master's, actually.
Yeah.
And a PhD.
Okay, guys.
Let's wrap her up. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. We have our YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Follow Billy and myself. Shameless plug. It's what you got to do, unfortunately. And if you have any topics you would like to hear us talk about, feel free to drop it in one of the social platforms. You can message us, leave a comment.
Yeah, so we will see you guys next time. From one generation to another, peace, love, and light. We out.
Millennial pose.
Oh my God.
And scene.